Welcome to part 2 of Rethink Your Routine, where we look at the way things we do affect how we feel and help you to use this understanding to support your well-being. This week is all about making things happen. But first of all, let's have a quick look back at last week when we invited you to sort the things you do or want to do into 3 boxes: day-to-day, important, and enjoyable. So, how did it go for you? Perhaps you had lots of activities to sort and it was obvious what should go into which box. Or maybe you spent a while coming up with activities and thinking about which boxes they belonged in. Whichever way, we hope this exercise helped you take a step back to get some perspective and reflect on the role of activities in your life. We also asked other people at OTR to try doing that and to share the results with us. We're going to share these on our social media feeds, but in the meantime, here are a couple for you to have a look at. You can see that the day-to-day activities are often those routine and necessary things that keep everything rolling along smoothly, while the important activities can relate to responsibilities you have to yourself and other people, or include more specific elements of self-care. Finally, enjoyable things are those activities individual to you that fuel you up or help you relax, and these can be very different from person to person. It's normal for everyone to interpret these boxes a bit differently, and that's okay. It's important just to use them in a way that works for you, and we hope you found them useful. So now that you've identified your day-to-day, important and enjoyable activities, what do you do now? Well, maybe you've already found yourself thinking about your routine a little differently to usual, or maybe you've tried changing it up a bit. Whatever stage you're at, we're here this week to help you make things happen. To start out, pick one of your day-to-day, important or enjoyable activities to focus on. Try choosing one that you want to try doing more of. For example, it could be an enjoyable activity that you're not really managing to do, even though you think it might really help. Or it could just be something simple but really important, like getting up at a certain time in the morning, or making sure you're drinking enough water. Don't worry if it's hard to make a decision. There will be the opportunity to come back and try out other activities from your boxes in the future. The next bit is to identify what steps you need to take to actually make this activity happen. This can be a really simple list of things you need to do. Then, in a similar vein, now try making a list of the things you're going to need to make this activity possible. Again, these things can seem quite obvious, but it's really good to get them clear in your mind and written down. Finally, think about who can help you to make this activity happen and how can they help. It can be really important to get another person involved in this plan, not only because they can offer practical help and support, but because sometimes letting someone else know what we want to do can help motivate us to do it. That's it. That's how to make the plan. To give you a real-life example, here's a plan made by my colleague Elle. Her activity comes from her important box, and it is to rehearse for her dance class at some point over the next week. The steps she needs to make the activity happen are 1. To pick a time and stick to it. 2. To download the videos and music from her last class. 3. To put away her washing so that she has space to move. Then the things she's going to need are 1. Her dance leggings and top. 2. A phone or laptop. 3. Her Bluetooth speaker. Then finally, here's how she can get other people involved to help. 1. She needs to ask her partner if she can have some space to herself for rehearsing. And 2, if she gets stuck, she needs to ask the others in her dance class using their WhatsApp group. Finally, here are some tips and hints to help you make a good plan. When you're feeling low, it's best to start small and build up your activity levels. For example, you could try ordering your activities based on how difficult they are and start with the easiest. It's good to plan a day and time in advance, as the more specific you can be about when you will do something, then the more likely you are to stick to it. Be kind to yourself and plan a reward when you've had a go at doing an activity. Setting a reward might help motivate you for important and day-to-day activities. And some people find it easier to do an activity they have planned with someone else. You can also ask someone to remind you or ask you how it went. When an activity has boosted your mood, write a note to yourself about how you feel to help motivate you next time. If you're struggling to do an activity, try reminding yourself why it matters to you. Finally, we all need help remembering what we need to do, so use your phone, diary, post-its, calendar, or anything else that helps. So that's it from us this week, and we really hope this helps. Thanks for listening and watching, and good luck with your activity planning, and see you next week.